All right, first off, subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. Second, I don't even know what is happening here. Okay, so they're putting Jax on the roster who stood in for Vitality to give them VRS points and standings, and they're just basically paying them to be on. Well, all right, this is being abused already. So first instinct and first reaction to this is good job, NIP. We're already... Honestly, no, good job, because like we're basically month one into the system and they're already pointing out flaws. People are going to flame them, and we should, but also fix it. Valve, explain this in dummy terms. They want to get invites for events. You have to play on top teams. Basically, you have points. These guys have points because they played on certain teams. If you don't have 3 or more, you don't get those points. They're playing with Jax to get those points so they get invites for teams. I think this is the dumbest way I can explain this. I think I'm not trying to call you dumb, just like trying to keep it simple. Because Jax stood in for one team, they're going to bring in Jax to stand in for them because that technically satisfies the quota of him being on one of the top teams. And yeah, so they're using Jax to manipulate the system. And honestly, I'm all here for Jax getting paid. And like I said, this is dumb, but also, as I've said a billion times with this whole new format, there will be growing pains. And we've already found one. Now, let's talk about the real roster. Snappi, Shush, Wrinkle, Ujerks, Aristos. If you go through and I look at each individual piece on their own and I isolate them as the player that they are, all 5 players are decent in their respective roles, if not, dare I say, pretty good. Problem is, NIP has done this like a billion times where take a bunch of players that are decent or good and they mash them all together and then they say, go play good Counter-Strike. And it never works. And they've tried to do this since fucking Get Right was there. They're like, they have 5, sometimes they're all Swedish players, sometimes they're from different places. They take 5 players that just have basically almost zero chemistry together, put them in a room and expect magic to happen. I don't think Snappi's a bad caller. I don't think Shush is a bad anchor. I don't think Wrinkle's a bad operator. I don't think Ujerks and Aristos being your big boy riflers is bad. I just don't think this is going to happen. And I also think that NIP, every single time they do this, they drop the roster in like 6 months. NIP is going to be like, wow, you didn't make it to playoffs at the major. You got grouped to like time to rebuild again for the 50th fucking time. So I don't know. I'm so exhausted with NIP, to be honest with you, because it just feels like I'm watching the same cycle on repeat. They've tried different, they gave the young guns a chance, which is like, fine, I liked it, but they started making changes almost immediately to that team. They had a roster before that where they like, dude, can I just do this real quick? Can we just, guys, look at how many fucking players, look at how small the bars are. Look at how they started, right? Now look at this. Nobody's here more than like, dude, just look at, it's actually insane, man. It's just so many changes. Like, and look at some of the names they had. This is what I mean is like, it's not like they're picking bad players, right? It's not like they're stupid in identifying, but they keep trying to like just throw a ball together and make it work. And I don't know, man. I'm not even saying that their previous roster was like the solution or was for sure going to work. I'm not saying that, but fuck me. NIP, my hope is that you just stick with at least a few. Can you at least keep a core for like 6 months? If you make a couple changes after the major, fine. But can you just keep a core? They're just becoming, they're EG, they're the European EG without 3 rosters at one time. They just like cycle 3 rosters through one. And yeah, I mean, obviously the Jax thing is kind of stupid, but whatever. Like, here we go. I do think they could be okay. I think this could be a top 20 team, maybe top 15. Outside of that, I don't know. Which is better than what they are right now. Right now, they're currently a 50th VRS team because they paid Jax, and well, a nothing team anywhere else. Still better than Mythic. That is, you know, you're not wrong. And honestly, that is probably the only team they're better than right now.
Getting their block